He was not trying to cry. He was just cleaning old photos from his phone. Screenshots, receipts, parking signs, a blurry picture of a grocery shelf, a meal he did not remember eating, a sunset he barely remembered seeing. Delete, delete, delete. Then he stopped. One photo filled the screen. It was him, 5 years younger, standing near a lake, wearing an old jacket, smiling like life had not become heavy yet. It was not a special photo, no birthday, no wedding, no big achievement. Just a normal afternoon, a version of him looking straight into the camera, like he still believed there was time. His finger moved toward the red button, delete, but he did not press it. He sat in the parked car, with the engine off, the phone glowing in his hand, and felt something break quietly inside him, because he suddenly understood. He was not trying to delete a photo. He was trying to delete proof that he used to be different. He had started deleting photos because his phone was full. That was all. A message had appeared that morning, storage almost full. So he parked outside the hardware store before going in and decided to clean a few things. He deleted screenshots first, old confirmation numbers, a map to a place he never visited again, a picture of a receipt, too blurry to read. Then came the duplicates. 3 photos of the same sandwich, 6 pictures of a shelf at the store, a photo of his tire pressure, a cracked mug, a light bulb he meant to replace, small proof of a life that kept collecting things, but not many moments. He kept tapping, delete, delete, delete. It felt easy, almost peaceful, like removing noise, until the next photo appeared. No warning, no dramatic music, just one image from another season of his life, waiting quietly between a receipt and a picture of a parking sign. The photo was from a trip he almost forgot. Not a vacation, not exactly. Just one weekend, years ago, when he had driven 2 hours out of town because he needed air. In the picture, he was standing near a quiet lake. The sky was bright. The water was behind him. His hair was messy from the wind. His jacket was open. His eyes looked tired, but not defeated. And the smile, that was the part that hurt. It was not a big smile, not perfect, not posed, but it looked real, like someone had said something stupid behind the camera, and he had laughed before he could stop himself. He stared at that face and felt almost embarrassed by it. That younger man did not know what was coming, the long nights, the distance from friends, the slow quiet inside him, the way life would become smaller, without ever announcing it. That man in the photo still looked reachable, and somehow, that made him feel farther away. After that trip, nothing terrible happened. That was the strange part. No accident, no betrayal, no dramatic collapse. He just went back to work, back to emails, back to bills, back to answering "I'm good" when people asked how he was. At first, he still made plans. A dinner with friends, a weekend drive, a call he wanted to return, a book he wanted to finish. But slowly, the plans moved. Not cancelled, just moved. Next week, next month, when things calm down, when he feels better, when there is more time. And every time he postponed something, it felt small, reasonable, temporary. But years are built from temporary things, repeated long enough, until one day, you look at an old photo and realize the person smiling in it did not disappear all at once. He was postponed. His life did not stop. That was the problem. It kept going. He still bought groceries, still filled the car with gas, still changed passwords, still paid bills at the last minute, still answered messages with, "Sorry, busy week." Even when every week felt the same, people saw him moving, So they assumed he was fine. He stood in checkout lines. He nodded at neighbors. He picked up prescriptions. He made small talk with cashiers. He remembered trash day. He remembered appointments. He remembered everything, except what it felt like and to want something. Sometimes, and he would sit in his car after errands, with the bag still in the trunk, and not go inside yet. Not because he had somewhere else to be, but because for a few minutes, no one needed him. No screen was asking, no room was waiting, no version of himself had to perform. He would just sit there, hands on the steering wheel, feeling like his life had continued without bringing him with it. He looked back at the phone. The photo was still there. His younger face, the lake, the wind, that small, honest smile. At the bottom of the screen, the red button waited. Delete photo. 2 simple words. He had tapped them hundreds of times before. Bad pictures, duplicate pictures, accidental pictures, pictures of things he no longer needed. But this one felt different. His thumb moved closer, then stopped. He told himself it was stupid. It was just a photo, just pixels, just storage. Just one image in a phone full of images. But his chest did not believe him. Something in him tightened, as if the photo was holding a door open. And if he deleted it, that door would close. Not loudly, not dramatically, just forever. He lowered the phone for a second, looked through the windshield at the hardware store entrance, and realized he had forgotten why he came there at all. He finally stepped out of the car. The phone stayed in his hand, not in his pocket, not locked, still open on the photo. He crossed the parking lot slowly, like someone walking away from a conversation that had not ended. Inside the store, the lights were bright, too bright. A cart rattled past him. Someone asked an employee where the batteries were. A child laughed near the paint section. Everything around him was ordinary. That made it worse. He stood in the aisle with light bulbs, staring at rows of small boxes, warm white, soft white, daylight, 40 watts, 60 watts. And suddenly, he could not choose. Not because he did not understand light bulbs, but because part of him was still sitting in that photograph, by the lake, in the wind, with a smile he no longer knew how to make. His phone screen dimmed. He tapped it awake. The same face looked back at him. And for one strange second, he felt like the younger man in the photo was waiting for him to answer. He reached for a box of light bulbs, then stopped. On the shelf beside him, there were picture frames, small ones, cheap ones, wood, black plastic, silver edges, the kind people buy without thinking, for desks, hallways, bedside tables. One frame was empty. Inside it, there was only the fake store photo, a smiling family he did not know, standing in perfect light. He looked at it longer than he should have. Then he looked back at his phone. His own photo still waited there, not printed. Not framed, not placed anywhere, just trapped behind glass inside a device full of forgotten things. For years, he had kept proof of his old life, but never made room for it. He had saved the photo, but not the person. That thought landed quietly. No one saw it happen. A man passed behind him with a paint roller. A woman compared curtain rods. The store music played softly above him, and there he was, standing between light bulbs and empty frames, realizing he had not only stopped taking pictures, he had stopped entering them. He bought the light bulbs, but he did not remember choosing them. At the register, the cashier asked if he wanted a receipt. He said no, then yes, then laughed quietly, and said no again. The cashier smiled politely. He walked back to the car, holding the small paper bag in one hand and the phone in the other. The photo was still open. He sat behind the wheel, closed the door, and suddenly the world became quiet again. No store music, no carts, no voices. Just him, the phone, and the younger man by the lake. He tapped the trash icon. This time the confirmation appeared. Delete photo? His thumb hovered over the red words. For a second, he imagined the screen going blank, the lake gone, the smile gone, the proof gone. No one would know. No one would miss it. It was only his phone, only his memory, only his life. His thumb touched the glass, but before he pressed down, he saw one small detail in the picture that he had never noticed before. At first, he thought it was the smile. That was what hurt. That was what kept pulling him back. But it was not the smile. It was his hand. In the corner of the photo, his younger hand was holding a small notebook. He zoomed in. The image became blurry, but he could still see it. A black notebook, the one he used to carry everywhere, the one he filled with ideas, places he wanted to go, sentences he did not want to forget, small plans for a life that still felt open. He had not thought about that notebook in years. He did not know where it was. Maybe in a box, maybe gone, maybe thrown away during one of those afternoons when he decided to clean things up. He stared at the notebook in the picture and suddenly understood why deleting the photo felt so hard. It was not because he missed being younger. It was not because that day was perfect. It was because the man in that photo was still expecting something from life. And the man holding the phone had slowly stopped expecting anything at all. He did not press delete, not because the photo saved him, not because one memory changed everything, but because, for the first time in years, he did not want to erase the evidence. He locked the phone and sat there quietly, with the paper bag beside him. Then he found a receipt, turned it over, and wrote 3 words on the back. Find the notebook. He looked at the words for a long time. Then he folded the receipt, placed it in his pocket, and started the car. The photo was still there, but now, it no longer felt like proof of someone he had lost. It felt like proof that some part of him was still waiting to be found.